So by the way, regarding science, so there's a question. Here you see like a model of the wasp made of like burnt material. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of artistic. Anyway, actually, it's very. I mean, it's a. Just I mean, I know I have no background in biology, and certainly I don't know nothing about insects, but. So I mean, if anyone like of the audience, like I mean, is by accident, like I mean, an expert or just I mean, you know, or like I mean, or even a hobbyist who is like you know that has like experience with hornets and bees and wasps. So the question is the following. I mean, this creature, I mean, it resembles wasps and hornets for certain. I mean, much more than dragonflies. It doesn't look like a dragonfly at all, even though few like the commentators suggested it. But no, it looks like wasps and hornets, and both like by the color and like by the fact that it has got 2 wings and not 4. But I mean, there is one thing that I mean is of all like the wasps and the hornets that I've seen like mostly in YouTube during the last couple of days. I mean, before that I wasn't really a wasp enthusiast, even though I mean, of course, there are wasps and hornets. I mean, in Israel, I don't know. I mean, actually, they are called tziraot. I don't know what's. I mean, are they hornets or wasps or whatever? And of course, they are busy in Israel. But one thing that I mean is kind of like in the morphology. Of course, I mean it's different by the fact that it's so like armored, like heavily armored. But in the morphology, actually, there is one like thing that I think is unique, but I'm not certain because I'm not an expert. So the question is first whether it's really unique, and second, what can be its purpose. And this is the fact that the tail is like is very far apart from the body. Like there are other like hornets and wasps that I've seen that with like a big tail, even though not all of them. Like I mean, and then some actually have like much bigger tail, and some are with elaborate tail, but some have like I mean, some that I've seen actually have like a very I mean similar tail, but by the size and by I mean the property, the relation between the size of the tail and the size of the body, and also the color. But I've never seen any example of like a hornet or a wasp that I mean the tail is so far away from the body and attached to it just by I mean a very very thin like thread. Like that's everything that's attached to it. I mean the body and the tail is just I mean a very thin thread. Although I mean thin but very very strong. I mean it's still intact. I mean I couldn't catch it. I mean I didn't try to cut it with a cutter. I assumed that I mean with like I mean you know a cutter like this I mean you could cut like it, but I mean it's incredibly durable. Like I mean it's very thin thread, almost invisible, but incredibly durable. I mean it's still intact like in the body that I have. Like I mean of the and it cannot be. I mean it's not cut even with like a Japanese knife. I mean like I mean if you apply I mean just I mean like not much force, but I mean but just it's not cut. Like I mean so it's really it's like metallic and very strong metal. But I mean so of course I mean this is like I mean not a material that I mean wasps and hornets in the earth are made of. But the question is, what can be other examples of like such wasps and hornets that I mean that the tail is so like far away from the body? And also I mean what can be the purpose of like I mean of the fact that the tail is so far away? I mean maybe something to do with the flight. I don't know. Like I mean no, but I mean. No, it doesn't make sense. I mean, it's only make the flight, and it's so heavy. Like I mean, and it's much heavier. Like I mean, like the net weight is much like larger than I mean normal insects. Like so, I mean, it seems to me that it only makes like I mean a cumbersome bug even more cumbersome. So the question is, what can be the purpose of this kind of like I mean peculiar morphology? So you know, just a question for the audience, for the science lovers.